Okay, so this is a continuation for where I'm going to show taking the pump off. I pushed these pieces back, squeezed these together with pliers, and then pushed them back. I took a couple turns. Don't have real big hands, so it took me a little bit of a try, but I think they're pushed back. You can feel where this plastic part goes to right about here. So it's at the end of it. So now you can kind of, don't do that. So basically you want to make sure that your hoses are over the bucket. In this case, I was already prepared, so I just have towels underneath. These hoses are real short, so I didn't put the washer up. You might want to do that. You can put this up on something, brace the legs. It's got a square frame on this one. But for the most part, there's going to be water in here, so just know that even though some water is going to come out of these, you're also going to have water coming out of this part. So pull that out and just let that drop in there. Again, hold on, bear with me. Alright, this one's going to be kind of stubborn. So now taking the hoses off, you might have to twist the hose, just kind of work it back and forth a little bit. There was some water coming out. Just kind of let that drain. You can hear it draining out of the washer too. So, depending on how much water's in there, we weren't having trouble with the pump, so we really don't have a lot of water. There might still be some down the bottom of it, but for the most part, that drainage was working on this. So I think there's just going to be some excess in your pipes. So make sure you've got extra towels down underneath. You don't want to ruin your floor. Okay, so that should be done draining. And because it's filled up with water, I don't think there was anything in there, but I'll find out when I look through the bucket. But you can pretty much see inside there's a little wheel. Apparently before Reed had a necklace wrapped in there, and he probably had to take this whole housing apart or just replace it. I'm not really sure. It looks fine. I'm not going to bother with that. I probably would end up breaking it, and it looks like it might be a little more expensive, so I think I'll leave this one alone for now. But at least for future reference, if anybody has any idea of what might be wrong, this is a good place to check. Anything can get stuck in there. Underwears from bras, socks, earrings, necklaces, money, you name it, it can probably go in there. I haven't had any trouble with anything else being blocked, fingers crossed, because I'm sure there's other places that you could check for blockage. But for the most part, it feels like it was clean. I don't feel any objects in the water bucket. Just a little bit of dirty water, so good to go. Putting it back on, you do the same thing. Just make sure you hook them back up to the right sides. With this one, you can pretty much tell the hose size fits the big one, the little one fits on there. Take your pliers, squeeze these two tops together, and scooch it up.